Just working on the big old glide bait, the 12-incher. I got this side done. See, it's cupped in and everything. This year I'm just putting some final sanding on. And then I'll double, triple, quadruple check everything. You know. And then when it's all good and ready, I'll put sanding sealer on it. When that's dry, I'll sand it some more, final sanding. And then we'll put the other sealer on it. Some more sealer on it. And we'll paint this sucker. This thing's taking a lot longer than I thought it would. I'll be honest with you. This puppy. I thought I was going to be able to. Done. Nope. Or maybe take my time on this puppy. Hey, still. JY. Yeah. Somebody requested that they see me watch me making a bait and stuff. Welcome in. Thumbs up if you please. Anyway. It's like, I didn't know if I really wanted to do that because I tend to try to pay attention to what I'm doing a lot. And I was afraid of not checking comments. But if there's any questions, go ahead and slap them down there. I'll try to answer them whatever I can. I hope everybody had an awesome Saturday. Someone's trying to blame me for losing subscribers. Whatever, get a life. Maybe your channel just sucks. And needs a revamp. Instead of rinse and repeat. Anyway. Do people like the critters videos I put up every so often with the camera? I'm not even near the camera or phone or whatever, and you know, like squirrels and birds just come up and start eating peanuts or whatever. We're slowly getting there. And I think I decided what I'm going to finally paint this still. really rare trout. Okay, you know me, I might change my mind at the last minute. But so far, I'm thinking about going indigo trout, which is like a dark bluish purple version of a rainbow. They used to stock them here in PA, but not anymore. They're pretty. Man, I hope this ain't too boring for y'all. There's this one little right there that is driving me nuts. I don't want to turn the big sander on and blast your ears out. I already did a dry fitting of this here. It's actually pretty good. A belt sander, I have one. I just don't have one with fine grit on it right now. It's back there unplugged. When I have, why did I jump? I'm used to them. Yeah, I don't have anything like over there, another table or anything. And I don't have room on here, obviously. So I gotta put it on the floor and use it and stuff like that. That thing helped me a lot with this bait because I don't know if a lot of people know. Most of my baits are made out of Douglas fir. This is the hardest, tightest grain Douglas fir I have ever seen. Carving it is a pain in the rump. I'll tell you that much right now. I want to keep that nice curvature there. The thing is with making hand carved baits, once you start sanding, you gotta sand some more, and then you gotta sand some more after that there. And don't forget, after that, you gotta sand some more. There is more sanding than there is carving than anything, even painting and epoxy, you know. I have a hand sander here in the vise, upside down. I mean, yeah, I could do it right now on there. But like I said, I'm afraid of blasting y'all's ears out. I'm just making sure I'm keeping the curves here good. So, Well, so I don't bore you guys too much. Do you want to see a mock-up of it put together? I'll grab the small screws. Oh well, because I don't got the line tie and the hook hangers in, but not cinching these down the whole way or anything. Most of the time I get my screws for my hand carpets, I get the open-eyed ones. So just in case I do something like that, and then it's easier to connect, and then, get the old pliers and flip them shut when it gets put together. Ain't no biggie. I'm using the small ones. It feels weird to do that with this bait. It's so much easier. Like I said, I'm old school, so even if you can tell, even my joint that I did for this year is like a old school style jointed bait. You know. Now, obviously, it's gonna be closer together, but hey, Tyler. Good. So obviously the screws will be down a lot tighter than that. But yeah. Oh wait. Did you see what I just did? I had that part on top where the lead is. Give me a second. Now you're gonna see the real. Everything's lined up and there's gonna be a decent amount of movement there. You know, I was gonna make a floating glide bait, and then, I guess I was a little dumb, wasn't paying attention to as much lead as I was putting in. I was like, so I don't know if this thing's gonna float or not. I have to find out when I test it. I highly doubt it. It'll probably have a nice slow sink to it because this is a massive chunk of wood. This thing's right now stands. Well, I didn't get the final weight yet. 7 ounces, or almost 7 ounces. So one of those big glide baits that some people love, some people absolutely hate. They can use for anything you want to use it for. So. Yeah. Then I'll be putting a peg and putty in that eye hole there, and then I'll be making my own eyes too. These are what? Half inch eyes. I don't want to bore you guys. You guys want me to paint a bait? I'm afraid I'm being boring. Who wants to watch guys sand wood? Hold your ears. Or take your earbuds out. Wait. Oh, that worked a lot faster. Sorry if I blasted your ears out. If you guys want me to paint a bait, I will. It's up to you guys. Or you can watch me do this. This is some riveting television. Oh, shoot. That's what fell earlier. Okay, now I'm going to make a bigger mess. Then we'll just do a paint along if I do that. It's going to be fun trying to test this thing. Okay. Just really double checking things before I put sanding sealer or anything else on it. I normally put the cross on it, the forehead. When I'm done, please no dings, please no dings. Yeah, I'll put the cross on when I'm done. Well, I guess obviously 100% done sanding. Like when I know I ain't gonna be using any more sandpaper. How's it looking to y'all? Well, man, that looked weird in the camera. Dadgum. Nose. See? Yeah. Lots more sanding yet, huh? I'm just making sure. Nothing drives me nuts more than, you know, I think I'm finished sanding and I put like sealers and all this other stuff on and find like a little dent in the wood or some type of imperfection period. It just, no. Oh, this is a pretty piece of wood. I'm just, hey, Jerry. There's literally nothing in here for you. Why are you always in here? Look at that pet snake and release it in here just to get rid of you. You get annoying. Stupid mouth. Oh, itchy. All right, there we go. Got that sanded too. Make sure everything. Ah, crap. Anybody's ever got any questions, go ahead and shoot. Yeah, 12 inches. The inspiration came from me watching John B. of all people when he was testing out some of the world's most expensive glide baits that people use for largemouth bass of all things. You know, so like, why not? I haven't done one for a while, and not for a really long time, honestly. He even had the Roman made mother on there, the mother chaser. And you guys gotta check out Roman made baits, especially the real big ones. People use them for largemouth, and they catch them out there in like California and stuff. That was an eyelash. Okay. Okay, we're ready for sealer. At least I think we are. We're at that point. me a sec. I got several, well, not several, two different types of sealers I like to use. And I'll show you them. I'll do the sealing off camera. You have a friend over there? You're squeaking. All right, cool. When you start sanding, you just start sanding good and do a thing you don't want to stop. Oh, what's on the back of my hat? Fishing license. What, 20,000? For me personally, see, I fish for muskies. If we don't got bass like that out here where I live, like California, where they're feasting on trout and stuff. But for me, I'm throwing this one for muskie. I'm using between 65 to 80 pound braided line, Power Pro, and obviously I'll be using a steel leader. People like fluorocarbon. I don't, but that's because of the water I live in. Because you'll go through fluorocarbon leaders pretty quick. You do after a few catches anyway. Fluorocarbon leaders get pretty expensive sometimes. So 65 for me personally, 65 to 80. You know, if I'm throwing something like this. Some people use a lot more. Some people use less. You know, and I'll put a steel leader on this here. And so the muskies don't have a chance of cutting through with their teeth and stuff. I love muskie fishing. It's my favorite fish to catch. But yet, here I am, a bait maker, and I do mostly bass stuff. That's because that's what most people fish for. You know, I mean, I just recently made a bass fishing lure for Chris Jones from World's Worst Fishing. I have a short up on that. But yeah, I'll put the sealer and stuff. I'll paint this on camera if you guys want me to. You know, that's not going to be today because I'm got. Oh yeah, the sealers I use. Believe it or not, this is my sanding sealer. I spray a crap ton of this on, and it's probably backwards. And that's the clear one. That really make even more than the Minwax sanding sealer itself. This stuff makes the grain stand up even more, just in case there's any boo-boos or whatever. Okay, so you get that down. Awesome. And then I'll take see a lot of sawdust on there. This one coat my eye. I like to use two. On musky baits or big baits like this here in general. I don't know why. Just better be safe than sorry. Some people are like, hey, get into using UV clear coat as a sealer. No. Our super glue and baking, our super glue is like, no. You know how much super glue I need for this thing? So, but all right. I'm going to seal it off camera. How about I paint a bait for you? And we'll just do a paint along. To the new people, a paint along is I'll ask you for colors and you toss them to me. Just let me get the bait and my other crap here set up. I had to clear off a lot of stuff here, so I was able to work with the saw and whatnot. And yes, I know it's only a little scroll saw, but you know what? It does the job. Oh, I forgot to epoxy this thing. This is an S Crank 2.0, the bigger size S Cranks. It's a marble bait. Oh man, it got. Let me get some things set up here. We'll get going. It ain't gonna take me long. I thought working on that bait was gonna take a lot longer. Originally it didn't. All right, we'll do a medium diver. Well, wait. Never mind. I grabbed a wiggle wart. Yeah, to new people too, if you take notice in my hand carving stuff, I love keeping it old school. Don't get me wrong, new school's awesome too. I don't know. I just really, really love the old classic look and what the guys were doing back then, because they were fishing for food more than anything. Well, most of the time. It's like get in the shape of a fish and go fishing quick. You know, it's not as quick as I thought it would be when I started doing this. Of course, I started doing this here a long time ago, but okay. Why am I being? Yeah, we got a wiggle wart. All right. Craftsman musky rod. This is there's gonna be a lot of I get a lot of backlash for this. Excuse the pun. For this sometimes. You know, but I learned very, very early, many year ago, early on, that with musky fishing, you know, even though the $300 rod, $500 reel, they're fantastic. Okay. Um, I'm not joking. That's how much it costs now. I just amount of 500 and some. Anyway, they're phenomenal. But for what I call us regular people or ones that can't afford that much, there's really big catfishing combos that you see at like Walmart or where Bass Pro or whatever. The spinning kind, not the spin cast with the thumb thing. You can get away with using them. But not that big glide bait that I'm making. Because normally they're like a medium heavy. You're going to want a real extra heavy rod for one of them. Big swim bait rod for glide bait like that. You know, probably at least an 8-footer. You know, uh, my average size musky rod is 7. Yeah, 7. So, but yeah, you can get away with doing that. And then the steel leaders I use are Tsunami steel leaders. You know, not Eagle Claw ones. I have nothing against Eagle Claw, some Eagle Claw products, but their steel leaders are trash. Not to mention, I like, you know, low vis, you know, black ones. So. Anyway, who wants to pick well, hang on, let me make sure she's running good. Anybody want to pick a color for a base coat? Normally I start with white or black, but you can use anything to start off with base coat. Obviously, I guess. Ooh. Anybody want to pick a color? There's 2 people watching. Okay, I'll stop doing that. Let's go grab myself notes. All right, nobody wants to pick a color? Just Tisk. I guess I'll pick the first color. Nobody comes in, I'll ask them. Silver anniversary. I was trying to down my air pressure. Hey everybody, coming in. How you doing? We'll take a look at the glide bait when I'm done painting this bait. I got done sanding it, and yeah, okay, okay. Anybody else want to pick out a color? If I'm done using this silver, which is right about now. Now. Everybody quiet. There's 2 people in here. You want to pick a color, anybody? You sure can. We'll paint this bait together. Either that or make me squirm for a few minutes until I just grab a random color. I don't even want to see that color right now. Be quiet. Oh, you know what? Let's see if I can make that do something cool like that. Never mind. Oh, you know what? We'll do that for the top color. So, oh, I got that right here. Fluorescent yellow, chartreuse, whatever you want to call it. We're going to do the belly. Oh, how's that pressure? Okay, there we go. We're going to put a drop of pink at the throat. I didn't heat set that, so something cool's going to happen. Doesn't turn completely pink. I mean, it will if you just sit there and put the whole thing on. This is like a peachy orange. So I got Purple Rain. I'm going to do something cool with it. I'm going to take the, I don't know if this is going to mean anything. I'm going to take this pink, well, it's pink, it ain't red. Pink to gold space dust. And put a few drops, or a drop or two in there. Mix these two colors together. See what we can get. Like that. Looks like all it did was brighten it up. I mean, the purple anyway. Yeah, I need to add a little something else. I don't know. There we go. Oh, let's see. It's turning into a walleye wigglewort. All right. Yeah, all that did. Slightly brighten that purple. Any questions or comments, whatever? Let me really dry this one. We're not done yet. Mm. Oh, what the heck? Hmm. All right, there we go. Got a wrap on it. A decent amount. uh, I'm painting a bait now, a wigglewort. Do you want to pick a color real quick? Right now I got chartreuse, pink. Well, the silver was the base coat, and purple. I got a wrap on it now. I could very easily see I stopped what I was going to do. I was asking other people what color I should do, and everybody was quiet. So if you want to pick a color, let me know. Mm-hmm. Okay. What's it going to do? Here. I moved it because there's a pink booger coming out. Oh, a touch of gold or a new penny might be good with that purple or chartreuse. All right. Well, if the pink's on top of the chartreuse and it's just a light mist and it makes it like an orange. I'm glad I didn't put anything in there. All right. I like the copper idea. I got one more of those Twitch baits I was going to do with the. I make a new penny Twitch bait. Where did It's right in front of my face. I got all the makings for a new penny right there now. Really? Try calling me after you just accused me of that? I don't think so. Yeah, you heard that too, huh? Oh, my wrap came a little loose up top. Okay. We'll do the back collar after this and we're all done. And you're right, that copper looks really, really nice. That's chartreuse. And that orangish pink. Ah, crap. Come on, don't do that to me. The paint's gonna rip off. That's dry yet. What the? That happens sometimes. Well, anyway, let me clean out the airbrush here. That thing was spraying all sorts of funky. This is gonna probably be a fail. I think the stencil's stuck real weird to the bait. That happens once in a while. What I use? Windex and rubbing alcohol. Well, not exactly Windex. Windshield washer fluid. Now I'm breaking out the rubbing alcohol. Small little clog in there. spraying the whole cup out with alcohol, rubbing alcohol. Okay. Sure. Yeah. I think I got it all out. Oh, okay. To be honest with you, I think this thing's going to turn out like crap. I'm going to have to wash it all off with rubbing alcohol, take the paint off, and start all over. I'll do that later. Because the mesh stuck funky. My crossing her fingers really does anything. Shoot. Come on. It's always when the mesh is new, too. All right. This is going to be one of those fail videos because there's no saving this here paint. So I'm going to show you guys what happens when you put your paint on too thick, which I think happened to me with the purple. Yeah, it happens. If you want to see me do some successful ones, there's other videos. So yeah, this is one of those videos where it's like, oh, well, crap happens. You know, there's no saving it. So, wah, wah, wah. Actually, I could probably, no. Oh, no. Yeah, no. See? Yeah, it happens. I'll just clean that off later. I gotta get ready to take wifey to work anyway, so that's all right. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna scoot on off here. So, one last look at the big live bait I was working on earlier. You know, I got sealer on this here. So, that big old girl. Okay, everything's okay. So, all right, everybody. God bless each and every single one of you. Remember, I love you. You still fish it. I probably would too. More importantly, God loves you. Oh yeah, I'm going to say the stencil. More importantly, God loves you, and there's always new hope in Christ.